Seu pai está aí escutando música?
Eu vou lá dar uma bronca
É
nele.
sério?
Deixa rodando, peraí.
É sério. Gente, a gente está começando um episódio do Inglês no Rádio. A gente falou pro Marco Antônio. Ai, we'll be right back. O pai da Alexia, às vezes, ele está sem noção. Eu amo ele do meu coração, mas o Marco Antônio vai... Meu Deus. Ninguém merece. É mesmo.
Me organizar. Gente, aqui é ao vivo e a cores. Vocês estão acompanhando um dia de gravações com inglês no rádio.
It's not easy being a podcaster.
Not easy. Pronto.
So hey guys, welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio, take 2. So as we said in the intro, the first ever Inglês no Rádio book club is starting this month. So just to explain a little bit what the book club is, well first, hey Alexia, what's up?
Hey, Foster. I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing great, thanks. So we're starting our first book club ever in the history of Inglês no Rádio. I'm super excited. I always wanted to do this. And I think first we should just talk a little bit about what the book club is.
Yes. So I am getting a lot of questions like, how many books are we going to read? Which books are we going to read? And how's going to be the exchange of the bookings? The bookings of the books.
Yeah. So apparently, because my brain doesn't really work in a way that markets things well, apparently a lot of people think it's an actual book club, like where we send books around the world and then exchange those books in return. I don't know. But it's not that, right?
No, it's not that. It's everything about the strategies for you to start reading better in English. So everything that you need to know to get the most of the book in English that you're going to read or you are reading nowadays.
Exactly. Yeah. Essentially, this is no matter what your level of English is, if you can understand this show, then you are good to go with the book club. But it is 30 days of books improving your English through reading. So in week 1, we cover a lot of the basics of reading. We talk about how to read, what are different types of things you can read in English. In week 2, we talk more specifically about strategies, like how to improve your vocabulary, your pronunciation. Should you memorize words while you're reading? All of those common questions that a lot of people have. In week 3, we get a little bit more specific and advanced. We also have a lot of special guests in week 3.
Don't want to give... one guest, especially, it's her first time here.
Yes. And then in week 4, we call week 4 Game Time in honor of the late, great Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
So Game Time, that means we are putting things into practice. It is getting real. That is when we will look at a lot of different text, analyze them, and really, really try to take your English to the next level with books.
Yes. So we will have audios, videos, texts, of course, and everything that you need to get better at that. So last week, I was working on Instagram, our Instagram, and I started to ask questions for those people who follow us on Instagram.
I love receiving these questions because I don't have Instagram, and I'm always excited to hear these questions because some are really good.
Yes.
So hit me, Alexia. What questions do we have?
The first one was, do you have the habit of reading? And I said, be honest, we are not here to judge. So when I asked that, is reading in general, in Portuguese, Spanish, English, whatever you like to read.
Okay. So you just asked people, do they read? And you said, be honest. And I imagine people are still not honest because no one says, no, don't read.
So you're going to be impressed.
Really?
Because 43% said no.
Good for you, people.
Yes.
I appreciate that honesty.
And 57%, of course, said yes.
Okay,
so
cool.
There you go. And the second question
Can I stop you really quick?
Uh-huh.
So for the 43% of you that do not read, the book club will help you cultivate and develop a habit of reading. By the end of the book club, the goal is you will be able to read in English for 30 minutes every day, and we will teach you how to do that. We will make it easy for you. And if you are one of the 57% that already reads, we will make that habit a lot better for you, a lot more effective, so you can learn more and have more fun in the process.
Yes.
How's that for a sales pitch?
Good merch. Can I say that?
Good what?
Merch. Merch?
Merch?
M-E-R-C-H?
Merchandise?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit in this phrase.
Okay.
Nice try.
Thank you. So the second question was, did you try to read a whole book in English? Which nowadays, now reading what I wrote last week, I would say, did you ever tried to read a whole book in English?
I think you want to say, have you ever tried?
Have you ever tried? See?
Yeah. Você já tentou uma vez na vida, né?
Yes.
Have you ever tried?
Have you ever tried?
Isso.
So 41% said no, and 59% said yes.
Cool.
And then I asked for those who said yes, how was it? And why not for those who said no?
Okay, let's hear the responses.
Okay.
Well, first, let me just say that's really impressive. For me to read an entire book in Portuguese, it's hard. It takes a lot of time, effort. Can be kind of boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes. Congratulations. So there were some interesting answers for the no ones.
Okay, cool. Let's hear them.
Some said it's slow,
For sure. I totally relate to that.
exhausting,
Yep.
and it's too difficult, and I spend a lot of time to understand this.
Okay, cool. Let's take those one by one because those are all really good responses. First, it's slow. I totally agree. And I think that can be a good thing. That you have to learn to love the slowness because we have really trained our brains and our attention to be very fast. We want things immediately. And reading takes a lot of time. It doesn't matter if you're reading in Portuguese, your native language, or in English, or any language. Reading is inherently a slow process. So you really have to feel comfortable with sitting by yourself in a book for long periods of time. Guys, the police are coming. We got to get out of here. Alexia, run, run.
It's for you, Seth. It's going for you. It's coming for you.
Yeah, but reading, it takes a long time, and that is something you have to cultivate, develop, learn to love, and that is something we give a lot of attention to in the book club because it's a real problem.
Yes, and taking this path, there
Sure.
is one answer that it's really what you're saying. This guy said, porque sou ansioso demais para conseguir parar toda hora e pesquisar o significado da palavra.
Okay, that's great. So, too anxious to stop and look up all the words, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a great point. So, we talk a lot about this subject specifically in the book club. This is a very common question. Should I look up every single vocabulary word? Should I just read and try to understand with the context? The short answer is it depends. So sometimes you just want to sit down and read and have fun. Other times you really want to focus on every detail, analyze things quite carefully. And we have a lot of different strategies about how to approach that. It depends on what you're reading, what your goals are, what
How
your
you're
level.
reading and etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for every single case, we have different solutions that should help you a lot. That's a great point.
Yes. And then Jessica, I recognize her here. She said, sempre tentei, nunca consegui seguir a leitura, não consigo conectar as frases.
Okay, cool.
I think it's a little bit of anxiety as well.
Yeah. So I think the first thing I would suggest to Jessica, hey Jessica, is we have this idea, this notion of what we call in linguistics comprehensible input. Do you know what that is? Do
I
you want
know
me to
because
explain?
of the book club.
Okay, cool. So the idea of comprehensible input simply means that you want to read something that is just outside of your comfort zone. So, for example, Jessica, if you can understand very, very basic books, like a children's book, like I went to the store with my mom. If you can understand that, you want to start reading something that is just a little bit more difficult. So that does not mean start reading, I don't know, Harry Potter or Tolstoy or Fernando Pessoa.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's going to be way too difficult. It's going to make you anxious. It's going to take too much time. So that is something we focus on a lot in the book club, is finding material for you that is just difficult enough to keep you improving, to keep you challenged, but not so difficult that it's just too hard and a waste of your time.
Yes. And another answer is because I don't find a book to buy.
Because I don't find a book to buy.
Yes.
Do you want to respond to that one? I'm biting my tongue.
Well, I think that there are a lot of options when you go to the bookstore, when you go to Amazon.com.br, and then you can find a lot of books and easy books for you to start reading. You just need to go to a bookstore who has English books to sell, right? Or nowadays with the internet, you can order from any bookstore in Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Can I give just a couple of quick comments? This is a legitimate question. Alexia's whispering to me, be nice, because she knows that I am a little bit radical with these things, and I admit that. So there are a couple of valid reasons why you cannot find a book to buy. Number one, if books are too expensive and you don't have money, that is totally legitimate.
Yes.
There's a lot of free stuff to read on the internet or in libraries, or just go to a bookstore and read the book and don't buy it.
Or you can find a PDF of the books.
Exactly.
Online.
Exactly. So if money is an issue, find free things. Number two, perhaps you cannot decide what book to buy because there are so many books and it's just too difficult of a decision because there are literally millions, if not billions, of books. So we give a lot of recommendations in the book club.
Yes, we
about
do.
Specific things to read. Do we have more questions? If we have a lot more,
right?
Questions or answers?
We do. We can continue tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is going to be a lot of information. But if you guys are interested in what we're talking about, if you're interested in really improving.
Yes, all these people who answered me here on Instagram, and I'm reading those answers, you guys should go now to inglesnecro.com and be part of the book club because I can see that you want to improve that and you want to get better at this. So you just need to start. And it's not expensive at all. You had the opportunity of having 12 installments. Is that how I say it?
Yeah, pode pagar em 12 vezes. É R$ 97.
R$97
Gente, isso
que
é
pode ser pago.
R$3 por dia
Sim.
para mudar o seu inglês num mês só.
Sim, então,
Seguidinho.
sem desculpas, eu tô aqui dando bronca mesmo, porque a gente fez um produto muito bacana para vocês e que todo mundo pode acessar e é o menor preço possível, porque vocês me mandam e-mails ou mensagens às vezes falando tem desconto? E infelizmente a gente não pode dar desconto, porque a gente também tem que pagar pela nossa plataforma, onde a gente coloca nosso curso. Tem que pagar a gente, né, pelo processo criativo, o Foster pelo trabalho dele, do dia a dia.
I started working on the book club at the end of October.
Sim.
And I finished it this week. So that's 3 months of work. We accept 30 students because we are a very small team and we like to give attention to all our students. So asking for like $22 a student We can't do better than that. We're not making
Sim.
money on this.
Sim.
Seriously.
A gente vai
Losing
fazer
money.
isso pra vocês, por vocês. Então vão lá, inglêsdenicro.com. É muito bacana. Deem uma olhada em tudo que a gente está fazendo. And tomorrow we are gonna be back here talking more about our book club. I just sounded like a Canadian with the about.
That was a little strange.
That's so weird.
Anyway, we will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, keep up the good fight.
And live well.
Ciao.
Bye.